Good morning, it's Karen, and this morning I am feeling like fall. Our kids already went back to school this week, and it's only the second week in August. Hopefully that means they'll get out early for summer vacation next year. But it feels like they're getting out later and later and going back earlier and earlier, which is great if they're learning something. But anyhow, I would like to focus on my owl punch again. He's been super popular, and this paper that I'm going to use today is from a designer series collection from Stampin' Up, and it is called Into the Woods. It will not be available till September 1st with the catalog release, but it's super pretty, and I did get to pre-order, so I'm very excited. And the first thing I just want to show you is on this side, look at all the pretty fall colors and design that they've got going on there. It's got the little acorns and some fall colored flowers and a little bit darker foliage. On the back, we have this really cute wood grain pattern. Excuse my autofocus because I really can't afford a new camera yet, but as soon as I can, I plan to get a new camera, and who knows, maybe for Christmas. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make some tags today, because yesterday I just did the owl embellishment as a project life card, pocket letter card, beginning of a greeting card, and I'm going to show you everything I used to make my tags now. I used the Stampin' Up! Early Espresso Baker's Twine, and you get a lot on here for like, I think it's like $4.50 or 25 yards. So that's a really good value. And the Stampin' Dimensionals, and I always say there's 100 on a sheet, cut them in half, you have 200 in a sheet, so you get 600 plus in a package, because you end up with this little strip along the edge that isn't cut at all, and you can cut that to any size you need, or you can even make more half dimensionals. So it's a really great thing if you want to add dimension to your projects. And then I'll be using my favorite Tombow Mono Liquid Multi-Purpose Glue, my 1 3/4 inch round punch, my owl punch. I love my owl punch. I've had them 3.5 years. And my tag topper punch, which this is great too, because everyone knows how much you pay for tags, or even tags for packaging. You can make your own super simple and super cheap once you own the tag topper punch. A little tongue-tied this morning. And I will also be using a discontinued pattern paper, and a good place to look when you're looking for things for your pocket letters, greeting cards, anything, is the Stampin' Up! Clearance rack, because we have things on there that are anywhere from 40 to 80% off on any given day, and they're always adding new things. We'll be using soft suede for our owl body, and we will be using the Early Espresso also. So let me get started. What I did was cut my designer paper with my Stampin' Trimmer to 2-inch strips, and you can see those. And very simply, all of our tag topper punchers take a 2-inch strip. You can make your tags as long as you want or as short as you want, which make them very versatile for any type of project that you have. And of course I got mine just a little bit too wide, but that's okay, it will still work. And simply you slide your paper in all the way. There's these tracks they go along, and I don't know if you can see it, but see how it makes that nice little curvy top and little hole for your ribbon or twine. And I'm pretty sure I cut this one, oh, just the same. Sometimes I'm just a tiny bit off on my calculations, and it usually depends on my lighting. I can see super well in the daylight, but I can't see as well even in a bright room at night. So with the days getting shorter, I won't be doing very much driving. I also get blinded by the oncoming traffic. So here we have our 2 tags, and now I'm going to show you how I made the adorable owl to go on them. First thing I did was I took my pattern paper that was a scrap from a retired one, and I'll try to move slowly. Maybe that'll help it not be so hard to focus. And this kind of mimics like feathers down the front of an owl. So I had this in my scraps, and it was the right color, and I said, ooh, that kind of looks like an owl. And then the owl punch has all these different sizes. These are the 2 big pieces that you want to cut, and I will be using Whisper White. I don't know why. I don't have it on the table, but I have one handy. And then you have the 2 smaller ones. These itty bitty eyeballs, hardly anybody uses, but if you feel like it, you can. A lot of people just take a gel pen and put little dots in there for those 2 dots, but a lot of people just use the 2 large circles and the 2 small ones. When using our builder punches, cut your pieces to the size of a strip that you would need, because it's difficult to try to punch all those different shapes out at the same time, and you really don't need all the pieces in the same pattern unless you're going to make a bunch of different ones, and you know, that would be okay, but it is difficult to work with if you don't cut it down into manageable size pieces. And then I am going to take and cut out my owl body. Super cute. And I'm just, see how I did? I cut down a strip. I'm going to punch. And I will be using the Early Espresso for the 2 smaller circles for his eyes. And just let me grab a piece of Whisper White super quick. This is a great way to use up your scraps if you have them. You don't have to cut into a brand new sheet of paper every time. So I'm just going to arrange that so that I can get my 2 white circles without too much trouble. And the last thing we need, which I also forgot to show you, is the little beak. It's really a little heart, and you can use these hearts to embellish anything you want. It doesn't have to be a beak. But that's what it was intended for this punch. And I used the new Tangelo twist for that. Not so new, but it's still new because it's one of our in colors. And our in colors go for 2 years. So it came out last fall for one of our in colors. All right, so now we have all the pieces of our owl. He goes together super fast, and if I wasn't explaining, I probably would have had about 12 of these guys made already. I'm taking my Tombow mono adhesive, and you just need a tiny, tiny little bit. My drops are a little bit bigger so that you could see it on the other side of that pattern. And then you just kind of line them up right with the bottom. All of our builder punches kind of guide you by the way that they're designed to get put together. One tiny little drop of Tombow right here for our beak. And you can see where that little cutout piece is. That's where the beak fits, right in there. Some people leave the heart for last. I use it differently, but here's that little cutout that I told you about. And then right here, next to where the beak goes, right here and here, you're going to line your big white circles up there with those little grooves. Tons of fun. Tons of fun. All right, there we go. And you can see him coming together very nicely. All right. Now I finally have my little eyes. And on this one, I have both eyes going kind of towards the center. On this one, I'm going to position them different. It just gives them a different like look or expression. I love this because you can change every single one of your owls based on how you put the eyes. So this one, it's like he's kind of like looking over at this owl over here. Super cute. And then again, if you wanted to, you could take your little white gel pen and put a little mark in the middle. All right, so with our early espresso and our 1 3/4 round punch, I'm going to punch a circle, and I will do a second one. We can make 2. All right, and then here's my second. Our punches are much more, it's more successful if you use it on the surface. They were designed flat for you to push down on them, and you just get better results when you use it that way. If you do it up in the air, sometimes they don't punch as nicely. I'm going to redo that last circle that I did. All right, here we go. We're in the home stretch. Now take your Tombow Mono adhesive, or you could use a tape runner, but I want to make sure that this holds really well. And it's not going to be on the front of a card. I'm going to actually use this for a prize in one of my giveaways and in one of my groups tonight. So any of my group members that are watching, this is a hint. A hint for you. All right, so we have our 2 circles. The reason I chose the darker color on the soft suede wood is because I wanted it to show up. And since I had soft suede for his body, I just wanted him to have a little bit of contrast behind him and also pick up the color that I used on his eyes. And I'll just show you. This one I used the same color eyes. He's just as cute, but I think the darker eyes just make this one pop a little more. So now I'm going to take my Stampin' Dimensionals and cut them in half. And I do wait to use the strips because you never know when you need a longer piece or a shorter piece. And it's just nice to have that flexibility. And I'm going to use 3 on each owl. You don't need more than that. I watch people just put like on every inch of the owl or whatever the element they're using. And it's just not necessary. I'm moving this to where I can see it so I can get him centered. I have a hard time with centering things. But I've learned that I just have to get right on top of the item and look over it so that I can see it. All right, now I'm going to pull off my last 3 dimensionals. And I'm going to put him right in the center, just like so. And the finishing touch is going to be my baker's twine. And you can make your strings as long or as short as you want. I will probably make mine a little longer. That way, if anybody wants to use them on a gift bag, they can. And let's see. I love our baker's twine. It's super soft and super thin. If you need a thicker look, you could just cut 2 pieces. And the way I put my baker's twine in is I make a loop. I fold it, I make a loop, and I pull it through just like that. That way when I put my 2 ends through my loop, so you can see how I'm doing it, my thumbs, I'm pulling it through the loop. It kind of makes just that like little nice knot right there. You don't have to, but it's not as finished a look. So you can see that on the back. See, this would be a really pretty tag too, wouldn't it? And just have like a little place on here with whisper white that says to and from or whatever your message might be. And baker's twine for one more. Put that through the loop. Like so. All right, there you go. That's our project. I hope you like it. I hope that you'll try it. Our tag topper punch is on sale right now, but the regular price is $23. So hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you get creative today. Thanks for watching.